Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yay! That
How
means
are
that
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I mean, other
You
than
know,
Eddie Van Halen just died.
I know that is so, just 2020 just keeps giving us
Yeah,
all the things.
yeah. I'm not. I'm done. I'm over. I'm completely over this year. This 2020. I'm done. I'm done with you, 2020.
I'm done. I'm done. It brings a whole new meaning to 2020 vision.
Yeah. Oh man, it's awful. I mean,
Ugh.
I'm in a good mood today. Things are going generally okay. I'm about to talk to my good friend Leah Turner, and then I get
Yes.
this news bulletin. Rocker, iconic rocker Eddie Van Halen dead at 65. Okay, okay. So, all right. Here's how we're just gonna put that off. We'll process that later. All right. This is about you. All right.
Well, that's a legend dying, which is always hard to swallow, especially when they've influenced so much music. Regardless of what genre it is, there's still a path that they have, laid out for up and coming and existing, musicians and artists.
Absolutely. And I mean, I was pointing out a minute ago. I said Eddie Van Halen is the man that brought the lead guitar player out front as a star. He was really the first star lead guitar player, band leader. I mean, everybody thought that, you got guys like David Lee Roth,
Right,
and other rockers, it's like, well, they're the band. I'm like, Eddie Van Halen said, nope, I'm a
right,
star too. And
right.
he changed like out of the 70s into the 80s. He changed the way, we did rock.
Yeah.
I mean, he
And
really, really did.
rock influences a lot of genres, whether it be, gospel, R&B, country,
Hmm.
hip hop, you can't do a lot of those genres without amazing guitar solo or, rhythmic guitar or anything. You just
Yeah.
can't.
Eddie changed our expectation of music and live performance. And I can't even begin to express how deeply I'm going to miss him in the world, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm definitely, I'm of that generation, the Van Halen generation. And I don't
Right.
mind if I'm dating myself. I don't care. I am of that Van Halen generation, and man, wow, just wow. But okay.
Yeah, that's
So,
a lot.
all right. Well, let's talk to our good friend
Do
Leah
you
Turner.
turn it that way? Oh, I do. That's better, huh?
she she is better at the technology thing than I am.
I'm
Um,
not.
well, clearly, I don't even think I'm pretty sure I'm not even centered here. Okay, that's better. There we go. So now, Leah Turner, you've had a success in Nashville. You had a top 40 single, "Take the Keys." That was around the time that you and I met. I was a huge fan of the song. And you've been on this amazing journey since all that. And now this journey that you're on, your musical journey, your evolution has brought you to a place where your current single, "Once Upon a Time in Mexico," is drawing from your Hispanic and Latino roots. Talk to us a little bit about before we get into the song. Let's talk a little bit about from "Take the Keys" to Mexico. Well,
Yeah.
what is Leah's journey?
Well, I took the keys and drove to Mexico.
Yeah, you could say that.
So there you go. No, I've always, loved my Hispanic, my Latina roots. I've always had Tabasco running through my veins. And, people have always been like, you've got a lot of swagger for a white girl. And I'm always like, oh, that's my Latina side.
Hmm.
They're like, what? You're half Mexican? And, my mom is first generation Mexican American, so that makes me second generation. And my grandparents came over from Zacatecas, Mexico.
I'm sorry. Can
And
you repeat that?
I'll say it right, Zacatecas, Mexico.
Wow. Okay. It's been a while since I've had Spanish class, so I was like, I can't repeat the name of that town, but I'd love to visit there.
Yeah. So they came over there, and they really, wanted to become a part of the American dream in this amazing country that we do live in, that is full of immigrants, and none of us are just here,
Hmm.
and don't have a different background. And that's what's so beautiful about, the United States and this wonderful beautiful country that we live in. So they came over here and they became, you know, American citizens, and they worked really hard to be able to give not only myself, but my aunts and uncles, mis tíos y mis tías, and my cousins, mis primos, give them a chance to where I'm able to sit here and talk about influencing, you know, country music with my Hispanic roots, which is really exciting for me.
Okay. Now, I think I met your dad one time in Nashville at one of the country music events. He just happened to be in town. And you had told me then, he's like, you know, this guy he's so awesome. But I don't believe you actually told me everything about him, because I learned that he apparently was a rodeo cowboy.
Yeah, so my dad was a team roper in the rodeo, a header. So I don't know if you know what that is.
I'm going to pretend I do.
Okay. Well, what it is there's two cowboys and a cow in the middle, and you rope the horns and you rope the heels. And so that's a header and a heeler in a time fashion. So he's won, you know, numerous belt buckles doing that. So he is a real true blue American cowboy.
So you literally grew up with this kind of influence in your life. So country music was probably a big part of your childhood, and, you know, in early adulthood.
Yeah, you know, country music has always been, you know, the foundation that I stand on. That rodeo life has always been a part of who I am. I mean, I've gone, since I can remember, gone from rodeo to rodeo, Thursday through Sunday. You know, everybody always asks, what's it like to be on the road? What's it like to tour? You know, were you scared? And I was like, I feel like my childhood kind of, you know, schooled me in that, because I went from Thursday to Sunday, Friday to Monday morning, going from rodeo to rodeo with my mom and dad, you know, chasing the rodeo.
All right. So let's talk about not just, and I really just, not just your new single, but the fact that country has real roots in the Hispanic community, and the Hispanic community has left real roots in country music, not just Freddie Fender, but take someone like Linda Ronstadt, who just this week is being honored by the Hispanic Legacy. You know, she's getting an award. So this is really kind of perfect timing, you know, for you. We're getting that look at that when you have an icon like that. And now here you've released this single. Talk to us a little bit about the song. Yeah, you co-wrote this. With whom and what's it about?
Yeah, so, you know, it's funny that you say that, you know, country music has always had roots in the Hispanic culture, because I always say that country music has always had such a love affair with the Latino culture, you know, and it's really awesome for me to be able to marry those two worlds, because I really am that country song. You know, I am half cowgirl and half Mexicana, you know what I mean? So I'm able to do that, and to be able to be, you know, a new voice in this generation, when country music is doing such an amazing job of embracing diversity. You know, Latinos need a voice in that as well, because they were the first vaqueros, they were the first cowboys, you know, and so it's really awesome to be able to do that and even have this conversation during Hispanic Heritage Month. Which is just, it's just awesome to be able to be the voice of a culture that is what makes me up to who I am. And I co-wrote this song with Jesse Frazier, who, funny enough, full circle, he was at the beginning of my musical journey. He wrote and produced Take the Keys with me. And then, a couple of years later, I called him up, and he's gone on to have, I mean, crazy success with Thomas Rhett and Florida Georgia Line, with Kane Brown, with Lauren Elena. He's had, I think, something crazy like 14 number ones or something like that over the past couple of years. And I was actually his first country top 40. And so for him to be a part of this new journey, you know, in this new chapter of my musical journey is really amazing. And I sat down with him and I was like, hey, you know, I've always really wanted to marry my roots, my Latino roots into country music, and explained why. And he was like, I've been dying to have a song that's been influenced by, you know, the Mexican and Latino culture. And he said, I totally forgot that you were half Mexican. Let's do it, you know? And so we literally wrote the song at his publishing house in Nashville, recorded the vocal in the same day, and then sent it, off to my manager, Pete Hartung. And he was like, let's go full throttle with this. So that's where we are now. And it's inspired by my parents' love story.
Yeah, I saw that. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of, I mean, when I heard the song, I was like, okay, this is just beautiful. And it sounds sincere. It sounds real. And then I come to find out that this is, and at least in part, the story of your mom and dad.
Yeah, you know, my mom and dad married in a time where Mexicanas were not marrying gringos. They weren't marrying white boys, you know? And it's just a true testament of that love always wins, you know, and you love who you love. And so we kind of just wanted to influence that song of just loving who you love, standing in your truth, and being comfortable in your skin, and that love always wins. And so that's what we hoped came across in this song. Okay,
so it's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
But what about the greater? Is there a greater project around this? Are you going to do like a Latina flavored album? How?
Yeah. So right now, well, we shot the music video, and it's on CMT, and it's doing really well. Leslie Graham, who's such a huge supporter of women in country music, she's, you know, really taken it on, and it's been amazing. We shot that in Rosarito, Mexico, at my aunt and uncle's house, because they have dual citizenship here in California and then in Mexico. So we did that, and then we're releasing a Spanglish version with a really big time Latin producer. He's been nominated for 12 Grammys. And he's worked with the likes of Maluma and Shakira and Camila Cabello. And so we just got that back. So we'll be releasing that in the next, you know, couple of weeks, you know. And then we are writing, we have about 4 or 5 songs with just that Latin flavor in all of the music.
All right. So we're looking for a much larger project to come.
Yes.
I'm hoping, I'm assuming will be just as incredible as the song. What's now, every artist that I've talked to in 2020 so far, since all of the madness, I've asked you all the same question. I want to know about you. How are you navigating your professional life and your personal life right now in the time of the pandemic?
You know, it's obviously been extremely different because we're doing this right now versus sitting, you know, in office, you know what I mean? And we're having to do everything phone call via Zoom, and there is no touring. So you really you miss that personal interaction. But by doing that, doing Facebook Lives, you know, being able to really videotape your personality as much as possible and continue to put that out there. So it's been a little different that way. And really just continuing trying to create and not eat the whole entire kitchen or drink the whole entire liquor store that's down the street.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's pretty much life here in Muscle Shoals too.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, I'm really not hungry, but I'm bored, you know, and I, you know, repainted my piano, you know, just trying to repaint all of my walls, you know, just really tried to do a lot of creative outlets that I normally wouldn't be able to do, and really have embraced the forced slowdown to where it's forced me to really enjoy this process of seeing the song really take off. So that's been exciting for me.
All right. Well, the song is Once Upon a Time in Mexico. It's beautiful. I'm going to play it for you here on Kicks 96. So if you see the video elsewhere and you want to hear it again, you make sure you call us at Kicks 96. We will be happy to play it for you. It's a beautiful song, Leah. I really am proud of the song. I think it's a great song.
Thank you. I appreciate your support and all your listeners' support. You've been there from day one, Fletcher. So I really, really appreciate you. And we'll have to take some tequila shots soon.
Absolutely. We got to do that. But we got to get you to Muscle Shoals. All right.
I would love that.
We got to bring you Mexico to Muscle Shoals. Can we do that?
Yes.
Right.
It's going to be Mexico Shoals.
All right. So anybody who is just now coming to Leah Turner on the Kicks 96 on our YouTube blog channel, how do folks find you on the interwebs if they're looking for you?
Yeah, so you can go to Instagram, it's Leah Turner Music. Facebook, it's Leah Turner. And then you can get me on terrestrial radio like Kicks 96, or you can also find me on all the streaming platforms.
All right. Leah Turner is our guest, and the song is Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day, Leah, to join us here. Thank
you for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll talk to you again soon on another artist video blog at Kicks96Country.com.
We dance until the moonlight goes, the night before a vaquero. Once upon a time in Mexico. Some love's faded, some love's gone. Some love stories won't let go. Once upon a time in Mexico.